Okay, I think we are all set now, right? Good. Okay. So what we're going to talk about today is the idea of logic, or the idea that we can do, we can consider the data and selectively apply some operations on it. Okay. In this case, what people have most hard time understanding is that we could have some statements that are completely false and some that are completely true. So let me tell you an example. Right? If I say one of the political parties is bad, well, that's a subjective opinion. It depends on what I think should the country should go towards, right? However, there are some statements that are inherently true, and some of them are inherently false. Right? So let's just look at some of them, and that we can express in Excel using two things called as true and false. Right? Pretty straightforward. So true means not just the letter and the string of characters TRUE. It has an inherent meaning in Excel. That is why it enjoys as being one of the logical types or the data types in Excel. The way you have numbers, the same thing you have logic. The same, all right? So when I say TRUE, that means it's the logic true, not just a text that says it's true. All right? Now, let me show you an example. Now, let's do an experiment, okay? So let's look at this one. What we have is a logical condition here, right? So we can say that one number is equal to the other number, and this logic is inherently true, right? So similarly, I can have build on some logic, say, hey, is A2 greater than 10? So if the value of A2 is, let's just say 5, this will be false. Clear? So when in Excel, when you write something like this, say equals A2 equals 10. This will evaluate as either true or false. Good. Now similarly, you can have less than, and you can also have not equal to. Those are some ideas. Now, what you can do is you can combine these things together. All right. So let's do an experiment. If I say all the students who are wearing a white shirt stand up. Can you stand up? White shirt or a t-shirt or anything. Anybody? All right. So you have two students standing with white, right? Now, what if I say white shirt and a black shirt? All the students wearing, sorry, stand up. White shirt and a black trousers or black bottom. Oh no, we have only two people. All right, let me try something else. Oh no, that's you're not wearing a white shirt though. Yes. That's the thing. I said this and that. Good. See, now we have only one person standing, right? Thank you. Have a seat. I think we have grays. Okay. So this is people wearing a gray shirt or a hoodie. Please stand up. Right. Now only stand up if you are wearing a gray shirt and shorts. See? All right. So now whenever I say and something, what am I expecting? I'm expecting two things, right? Both of those conditions have to be true. All right. Thank you guys. Have a seat. So whenever I say and, it is both the sides of my sentences have to be true. So whenever I say gray shirt and shorts. We want all this should be true and this should be also be true for you to stand up. However, if I say gray shirt or shorts, then what happens? Then you have to have gray shirt, or you can just wear any shorts. There don't have to be people wearing gray shirts, right? That's the idea. Is what I'm saying is, hey, this is this or the other. Only then when you select it. Are we clear? Now similarly, if I just say, hey, are you wearing glasses? You are. Please stand up. Who's wearing glasses? Only one student here. 2 students, thank you. Okay. Now all the students not wearing glasses, stand up. Please, you guys sit down. See, thank you. See what happened? And thank you. Have a sit again. Thank you so much. You see whenever I say not, what comes up? People who are not wearing glasses. I know this seems to be ridiculously easy, but it's not. Okay. Now, whew. So you have 3 ideas: and, or, and not. Clear? So we can use 2 Boolean expressions and combine them using these 3 ideas. Let's see how to do that in Excel. Look at that. And of 3 ideas. In this example, this is or of 3 ideas, and this is a not of a single idea. Any questions? In Excel, the way you do this is whenever you have to write the idea of an and, you say equals and, right? That is your first thing, and then you go with your idea number 1, comma, idea number 2, so on and so forth. Easy peasy? Good. On a similar notice, you have or. Idea 1, idea 2, and so on and so forth. Okay? Now what you can do in this particular example is, you can combine these operations. So let's look at this here. Now let's apply what we just learned. So, can you tell me this? If I write, let's just say, is A2 equal to 30? What will this yield me? Yes? False? False. This will yield me false. Always remember, this false is different from false. Why? Because I added those quotes here. The moment I add quotations, this becomes a sentence, while this is a logic. Good? Okay, wonderful. So now, if we know that, now we have an idea that this is false, right? Now let's consider a statement that is true. Let's consider if is A2 greater than 10. This is true. What if I want to add another idea to it? I could write equals and A2 greater than 10, comma, I would say B2 less than 100. See what I did there? I combined the 2 sentences together. So if you are asked to do something, say, hey, is this true or false? Then you start with the Boolean expression first, okay? And then you move on to the Boolean. Sorry, you start with the logical conditions first. So this is a logical condition, right? This is logic. When you combine them, you're using a Boolean operator. It becomes a Boolean expression. Any questions so far? No. So now we have learned how to translate human English into something that you can program using Excel. Good? Okay? Now I'm going to generalize this. Can I say equals and of x comma y? Right? Where and could be any idea and y could be any other idea. Right? So in general, we always start with x and y, where they are just a placeholder for a lot of things. Okay? So now let's do this. let's just say everybody has papers. Can you have papers? Or you don't have papers, I can give them to you. Do you have a writing sheet, everyone? You need one. You need one. Thank you. Thank you. Do you still need anyone?
Yeah, I got you.
Please have it. Please.
Select.
Good here. Good here. Good here. Oh, thank you. So let's play a small idea. Okay. So let's start with this. How would you write, okay, on your sheets, how would you write the expression of A or B? Can you say that? If I tell you, okay, compute Excel, tell Excel to do a computation of P and Q, that would be a P and Q. Can you do that? How would you write it in Excel? On your sheet, And write it down. Just say or of two ideas. My P is one idea and Q is the other.
That's right.
So equals or P comma. Okay. How are you guys doing here so far?
What's the question?
Or. So, yes, or. So it's either A or B. So let's just say P or Q. Let us say you are wearing gray or you are wearing shorts. How do I write it in Excel? Good. So the idea would be like this, right? Equals or A comma B, or it could be P comma Q. Are we clear here? Okay. Now on the next line, can you give me the Excel expression where my idea of P is C1 is greater than 10, and the idea of Q is E equals true. How would you change this function to incorporate these things? Can you try that? So my question to you is, I have to make an OR of two ideas. The first idea is that C1 is greater than 10, and the second idea is that E is true. Try. If you don't, this is going to be pain. Okay, please try. So my first idea is that C1 is greater than 10. My second idea is E is true. Good. You see what many students did is they did fantastic, right? They basically replaced one with the other, correct? So this, instead of saying P equals this, you said or, which remains constant. What is P? C1 greater than 10. Then I add a comma, and then I say what is Q? Is E equals true. Okay. Now there's a caveat here. So E1, sorry. Okay. There's a caveat here. When you see E1 is already a Boolean, a logical sentence, right? It's actually true. So you don't have to write E1 equals true. This should suffice. Any questions? No? Now let's go one step further. I want to expand my ideas. Instead of P and Q being this, I could say P, the idea P is an expression of, and let's just say C2 is greater than 3 and D2 is less than 10, and Q is, let's just say D3 is greater than 3. How would you write this now? Please try. Give it a shot. You can be wrong, but you have to have a try. Otherwise, there's no point in just reading it. Try. The same idea, guys. The same idea. You replace P with something and you replace Q with something else. How are you doing so far? Good. You got it. Okay, good try. Good try. Good try. Oh, you got it. How are you doing, sir? Good try.
I think it's easier.
Good.
I think it's easiest to work inside out.
Inside out, yes. The same way you do mathematics.
Yeah. Yes. This is I'm a math and comp major, so this is just what I do every day.
Okay. Guys, so now let's come back to our drawing board again. Everyone, please tally your answers. Here, everyone. So now we have OR of P comma Q. You know that, right? You know that whenever I say P or Q, I write it in this way, correct? This we know so far. But now I want to replace, instead of P, I want to replace that with this whole expression, correct? So let's do that. I'm going to remove this, and my first expression is C2 greater than 3 and D2 less than 10. And then comes the comma. What's the Q? I'm just replacing things, right? My Q is D3 is greater than 3. The issue is, this is English, right? How do you convert this into Python? Sorry, in Excel. You start with OR and comma. See what I just did? I took this and out. Okay? So the equation becomes, it's an OR of two ideas. The first one is the idea of ANDing two ideas, and then D3 greater than 3. So it's like saying something like this. Hey students, if you are wearing gray, or you are a female and have glasses, then stand up. You see what I just did? This idea is equivalent of asking, let's just say I want to ask a question to you, right? That you should be either wearing gray or you should be a female and glasses. How many ideas are here? Good? 3, right? You have to be either wearing gray, your gender could be female, and it could be wearing glasses. True or false? Are we clear? Madison, are we good? Mm-hmm. So, in these 3 ideas, I have to combine 3 of them, okay? This is called function composition. You could combine 2 or more Boolean functions together. So, if you see something like this, you say something like X and Y or Z. Which one would you perform first? The inside one. Why? Because remember the PEDMAS rule? PEMDAS or whatever you call them in your high school. You open the parentheses first, right? So you would do OR of Y comma Z. Are we clear? Madison, are you getting it? Mm-hmm. So it's an OR of the 2 expressions. Are you good? Okay. Now, and then it's an AND after that. So it's going to be an AND of this expression, comma, X. Aisha?
Yes.
You get it?
Yeah.
For sure?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay? Now the one way to express this idea is to use something called as a directed acyclic graph. This you won't need. This is computer science nerding. Okay? But it's a good visualization tool. The way I can write this equation using, so that it makes much more sense to you visually, is this. I could say x, y. Let me just prove for that. What is y and z? You make an OR out of it. And then finally you make an AND out of x. So that's quite a visual aid. So you start with the bottom and go on the top. It's called a graph folding. So you could say, now how do you convert this equation? You do OR y comma z, right? So this entire equation is gone, and this becomes OR of y comma z. Are we clear? Okay. Finally, I'm going to make this equation into Excel now. So we know that what is the left arm is this entire equation. What is the right arm? Whatever is on the right. We don't care if it is x, y, z, whatever it is, right? As long as it is your left and the right, that's all that matters. So in this case, this becomes AND of the left guy, comma, the right guy. So it's going to be AND of x, comma, y, comma, z. Any questions on this? Easy peasy, right? You have to understand this. Now here I gave you these brackets, right? These parentheses. But what if you don't have them? At that stage, we should know the operator precedence. Okay? The first thing you do is NOT, followed by AND, followed by OR. So if I give you something like this, x and not y, or I can say x and not y. What does that mean? You would compute not y first and then AND that with x. Are you clear? Similarly, if I give you a question, say x and got my handwriting. X and y or z. Which one will you do first? Back to back there. Get it, right? Any ideas or skip? Skip? Aisha?
Yeah, sorry,
Skip?
what's the
Skip?
Yeah.
Your neighbor.
You do the and first and then the order.
Thank you. What is the operator precedence? Not. Is there any not here? No. Is there an AND? Yes, so you would do this first. And then what is the output you get for that? Okay? Now, you have to finish your in-lab activities first now. Okay? In-class activities. And then go to the quiz. Are we clear? In-class activity has to be done in class today. And if you don't finish, then it becomes a homework. But trust me, this is the class where my watch always gives me the most number of steps. Why? Because I have to move around like there is no tomorrow. Okay? So if you're stuck somewhere, you are going to ask a question. Thank you so much. Okay? Good. If you're stuck somewhere, you are going to ask the question. Thank you. Now let's do it again. No. Start your work. Start your in-class activity first, and then we are going to do the other one. Are we good? Thank you so much.
30 minutes. On Saturday, I went to the library to take a quiz. Fucking fire alarm went off, and my quiz timed out. Did you tell your teacher? No, I got a second attempt on it. Oh, okay.
Oh wait, I have to add one more thing. Guys?
Dude.
Sorry. I forgot one thing. Here, you will also encounter this idea of a count if. Okay. So what I want to say is, in this case, how many students do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Correct? Can anyone tell me how many juniors do I have in this list? 3. How did you count that? You selected the rows that have junior in them, right? And then basically selected all 3 rows. But based on what? Based on these 3 things, right? So okay, so here you can use a function called as countf. So it's going to count the number of rows if a certain criteria matches. So I would say count, see that, equals countf. The first, listen in the back there, are you there? All right. So I where do I want to search? I want to search in this row, right, in this column. So my column to search for, comma, what is my criteria? Notice this here. See that there are two things here, range and the criteria. What's my criteria? It has to be a junior. I got the answer as 3. Are we clear? Okay. So the first is the column. The second is what you want to search in that column. Good. Now the second is the sum if. Now here what I want to do is, hey, can you tell me the sum of all the credits for students who are juniors? So how would you do that? What is the first step? You would select these 3 rows, correct? Because they are juniors. I'm going to select that. Now once you know the rows that have to be selected, which column do you want to add? No, wait. Anyone else? So you want to search in this column, right? You want to search in this column, correct? This one. Once you find the rows of the juniors, what do you want to add of them? I want the sum of their credits. So I want to make this addition, correct? So what I would do is I would say equals sum if. The first is the range. That means where do I want to look? I want to look in this column. Okay. What is my criteria? It has to be a junior. And what is my sum range? Is going to be my credits. Can you see that? Sum range is the column where you want to sum if the criteria matches the range. Are we clear? Good. Now in your checkpoints and your test your skill in your in-class activity, you will find something like this. See this? Here I want to get the count, or let's do this, the sum of the number of gusts in the input month. Here if I say where do I want to search? I want to do sum if, where is the number of gusts for input month? So where do I want to search first? Which column do I want to search? C, right? I'll search in C, because whatever rows matches my C column, right? Now here instead of saying January, I want to select the one on the right, okay, and then comma, and then once you find the rows, I want to sum their E column, and that's how you get the answer. Okay. Now here I want it to be, when I drag it down, things should work just fine, but they don't here. Why? Notice the range also goes in the bottom, so you would have to lock these ranges. Are we clear? Good. So all the best, and let me know if you have questions. Thank you. Yes, I'll be at your desk in a minute. Hello Aisha, what's up?
Is it okay if I turn the fan our way?
Of course, I don't mind. You can just turn it around so we get in the class. Yes, sir.
Where's this last? I don't
In class.
In class.